Welcome to the final unit of this course, where we discuss developing a research proposal. This task of developing a research proposal is your assignment for the module, so we will talk through the stages of development. The session objective is to understand the requirements of the assessed research proposal. The purpose of the assignment is to propose a piece of actionable and rigorous business research. The piece of research you propose will be conducted for the next stage of the programme. Therefore, it is important that the research is actionable and feasible. For the assessment requirements, the assessment should be 3,000 words and you have a plus or minus range of 10%. You should apply the concepts that we have discussed on the module, and you should follow the Harvard referencing protocol. And for help and support, the University of Worcester Harvard referencing guide is included on the module site, and you should submit your assignment on Blackboard. What you need to do as part of the assignment is firstly present your research aim and research questions. Discuss the key areas of literature upon which your research will build on, and identify how your research will contribute to scholarly knowledge in this area. Explain and justify the research philosophy and research approach which will underpin the proposed research. Detail the specific research methods and explain why these are appropriate. You should explain how the data will be analysed in order to answer your research questions. And finally, identify the possible limitations and possible ethical issues of your chosen methods and how these can be mitigated. Some key points. Firstly, you should make sure you explicitly present your research aim and research questions, as if these are not explicitly presented, it will be very challenging to justify why your proposed research philosophy and approach is appropriate for the aim and questions, and explain how the methods will be used to answer these questions and how the data can be analysed in a way to provide answers to your research questions. It's important that you not only explain what literature underpins your proposed research, but also the literature you will build on, and particularly how your research will contribute to scholarly knowledge in this area. This is an opportunity for you to explain how your research will address an existing gap in the research domain. You should not only explain your research philosophy and research approach, but importantly justify why using this research approach and philosophy is suitable for underpinning your proposed research. And you might want to link back to your research aim and questions here in order to explain why this philosophy and approach is suitable given what you're trying to achieve and what your research aim is. It's also important not only to detail and explain the specific research methods you'll use to collect data, but again explain why these are appropriate for what you want to achieve. And importantly, explain in detail how you will analyse the data in order to answer your research questions. This is particularly important if you want to do a quantitative study. We need to know what your variables are and what your data analysis method and statistical tests will be. Without these, it's not possible for the reader to understand how you will analyse the data in order to provide answers to your research questions. A few more additional points. it's important that you explain what the academic and business need for your research is. Now, often it is easier for people to be able to explain what the business need for their research is, but it's important the academic need is explained. And in order to do this, you need to think about what has been done before and why this research is novel and original. Of course, if the same research has already been done before, there is no academic need for this. So you need to be able to explain where there is a gap in the literature. This might be around the context of the industry, of the variables used, of the methods you're using. But you need to be able to explicitly say why and how your research is novel and original. It's also important to use research methods literature to underpinning your argument and reasoning. So don't just use what you have seen as part of these video lectures, but go deeper and make sure you read both the reading contained within this module and rider reading which you can access through the University of Worcester Library. You should also bring insight from research in your topic area to justify and explain similar and different approaches. So of course, in your given topic area, there will be lots of research done. Are your methods similar to what has been done, or are they different? And use this to support not only the research gap, which you need to explicitly identify, but also highlight how your current research is similar and different to help validate the methods and research approaches you're using. It's also important to think that this assignment should act like a roadmap. Therefore, if somebody reads your assignment, they should be able to undertake your piece of research. They should be able to follow the stages of the research process that you have mapped out in your assignment. If the reader does not understand how the data will be collected, or what will be asked of the respondents, or how the respondents will be contacted, or how the data will be analysed in order to provide answers to the research questions, it's probably not a strong assignment as it can and should be. It's important to make sure that the research proposal allows anyone to follow the steps to complete your research. Because if they get lost in this journey, then it isn't a detailed enough proposal. And finally, it's recommended that you submit and receive feedback on the formative assessment template before submitting your assignment. So take some time to complete the formative assessment template, submit it, allow time to read the feedback before submitting your main assignment. This is an opportunity for you to get some feedback which you can use to help develop your final assignment. Thank you for joining me on this online research methods course. I hope that the units have been helpful and enjoyable, and best wishes with your continued study at the University of Worcester.